So I figured, like, some of these things that pop up in my mind when I'm doing this video, and I said I'll save that for later. The last video I did was for Easter. I already can't remember the first thing that popped in my mind. So I did say about the separation of church and state. I did say about Easter digging deeper and learning. So see, the misconception and the misinterpretation, separation of church and state, that has been misconstrued all throughout time since they came up with it. Separation of church and state was for state not to interfere with church. Whether anybody wants to believe it, when we came here, we got away from England and all the tyranny, all the strife, and all the fighting, and all everything else. Yet the one thing that we did bring with us is religious belief, and our forefathers stood on those beliefs, and that's why you will see different Bible passages mentioned in all our documents throughout that time. So the separation of church and state was meant for the state to stay out of the church. Now, as I've gone through seminary and as I became a chaplain, what people fail to realize, one, a chaplain always isn't a religious figure. A chaplain is able to get into places most people aren't. So, being that a chaplain is not of any kind of religious denomination, we can enter into state buildings, we can enter into tragic areas, schools, many different areas. So, believe it or not, chaplains are spread all throughout the state and federal buildings. In fact, finding out the White House has anywhere from 2 to 3 chaplains that they can speak to. Now, see, that also made people think, well, when we fled from England, if you look in time, kings were advised by a religious person. Why? Because whether you believe in religion or not, it stands true to our moral standards. Yes, moral. The true moral standards. And what has happened to those moral standards? They've been stampeded. They've been trampled on. People don't really stand on moral beliefs anymore. They stand on their own beliefs. So the moral, so the main point here is don't always believe what you hear. So everybody thought the separation of church and state was for church to stay out of the schools. That was brought years ago. It's just like any kind of word or any kind of phrase that has been bastardized. Yes, bastardized. Look it up. Throughout the years. Why? Because man wants to tweak the word to make it lazy or make it fit to their life, which is just compliance. We just comply and go along. Instead, we should do our research, we should learn, and we should have our own understanding and basically the interpretation. Because the other thing that you learn in seminary is to take the original words of the Bible and begin to learn how these words were made. And the reason why the words were made, because the original language of Greek and Hebrew throughout time made up most of the words that we have in the Bible today. So if these words were originated from these words from Greek and Hebrew, we should learn what the original word meant, as opposed to what we interpret it or have it as a description. So hopefully that was enough. Separation of church and state. Research it. Love to hear about it. Once again, this is Happy Chappy saying God bless you all, and don't ever forget 1%, 1 degree today. God bless.